This is a presentation of the Sports Source Digital Network, presented by Hearthside Bank.
How a career spent wearing the orange and white shaped the lives of these two Lady Vols. We'll tell you next. Sara Puckett and Tess Darby's last game as a Lady Vol saw the program return to the Sweet 16 after missing it a season ago. Paige Dauer, the Lady Vol focus on the Sports Source Digital Network. One an Alabama native, the other a Tennessee native, spending their entire careers at one stop, at one place with the Tennessee Lady Vols. For the two of them, spending their entire careers here undoubtedly shaped their lives. When I met the pair in the locker room following that tough loss to Texas and Birmingham in the Sweet 16, I asked the both of them, what's that one lesson you learned while being a Lady Vol that you'll carry with you the rest of your lives?
Always just be where your feet are and stay true to who you are no matter what is thrown your way, because that'll help me to always be present in whatever I'm doing, and also to be confident in myself and know myself without anybody saying whatever they're saying about me. I know who I am.
I think that I can overcome anything that I put my mind to, set my goals high, and just continue to push myself.
Also, please make sure to hit that subscribe button. It's the best way to support what we're doing here at the Sports Source Digital Network. When we turn our attention back to the Lady Vols, the loss in the Sweet 16 was a little more heartbreaking than maybe in years past. As Sara Puckett detailed, it's because they had so much belief in themselves that they could have gone even further, especially when we look at how the first two rounds of the NCAA tournament looked. They were playing with so much fight, so much effort, and so much heart that we all came to love during the regular season for much of it, that they found again in the NCAA tournament. And it's that ability to get back to those winning ways that is really heartbreaking for Sara Puckett, and for them to end their careers in a game where they had moments and they had time where they almost could have defeated the Longhorns, but just could not close the deal in the final minutes of the game. What also makes it heartbreaking for Sara Puckett is it also means that it was the last game with one of her best friends on the team, and Tess Darby, and now she's realizing that that game, it's the first step into them parting ways as teammates, being on the Lady Vols team.
It's meant the world, she's such a great friend and great teammate. She's just someone that's always going to push you and make you laugh and just do whatever she can to help us in any way we can. And so I'm just glad that I got to, know her, and Tennessee brought us together, and we'll have a bond that'll last forever.
As the pair exited the court for the final time, it was a somber moment for the Lady Vols, and especially for Tess Darby, who I think she's probably realized maybe more than most that this really is her last season. And especially if we recall back to senior day and how emotional she was, as I'm kind of watching all of the seniors come off, she really was the most emotional outwardly of all the Lady Vols that were honored during senior day. And of course, she's walking out with her sister Edie Darby, and just being from Tennessee, it meant so much to her to be able to wear the orange and white and the Summitt blue and have the Lady Vol across her chest. And it's the same type of emotions that followed her as she exited the court in Birmingham for the final time.
I'm just grateful that God put me on this journey. Got to be around these group of girls, the coaching staff, the administration, but just my parents, getting to play with my sister. I wouldn't be where I am I could sit here all day and name you every single person. So just really filled with gratitude and gratefulness that, that I got to play the game of basketball.
No doubt a success for both of them in their careers in the orange and white. When we turn our attention to maybe what's next, not only for the Lady Vol program, but for themselves, they're a little different. But for Sara Puckett, she certainly hopes that her playing days aren't behind her.
I hope to play overseas. I would love to be able to do that. And so that's more basketball for me. Unfortunately, it's not in the Lady Vol jersey, so that's the part that sucks. But I am very excited about that, and then I'll also want to be a physical therapist, so I'll hopefully start that next year and go from there.
It'll be so interesting to see where Sara Puckett ends up, and if she'll be somewhere that Lady Vol fans can continue to follow her career. And it'll be exciting to see where she lands, as so many former Lady Vols have played overseas, such as Tamari Key and Jordan Horston, as a couple recent former Lady Vols who are still trying to have those playing careers. But when we look to Tess Darby, those playing days might be just behind her. She will be on campus for a little while longer. She finishes her graduate degree. She did say in a funny manner that she hopes that the team will allow her to come watch a couple of practices while she's on campus till about that December date of next year. And I was like, oh, do you think you'll also be on the practice squad? And she's like, no, I don't think so. Just because of how much conditioning that requires. And if she's not doing that every single day like the practice squad is, there certainly isn't a chance that she could keep up the way that she could a season ago. But a lot of exciting things in the future for Tess Darby as well.
I won't graduate until December with my MBA, so I'll stick around. May even come back to a few practices if they'll let me in. But yeah, I don't know what's next. I guess I'll begin the job search sometime soon.
And the hopes are immensely high for the Lady Vol program and all of the players who are coming back next season. And you could even sense that in the locker room following the game, that they were kind of already turning that excitement on to next year. When I talked to Z Spearman, I mean, she was all smiles thinking about what this team could do next season. And then you think about the recruiting class that's coming in for Kim Caldwell and just the talent that they'll have with that fresh class, what maybe they do in the transfer portal. And it's what happened here in her first season as the Lady Vols head coach with this group of players that really has set the foundation that even Tess Darby is excited to see how the future teams will propel off of the foundation that they've set.
You know, I think this group and this team has laid the foundation for what's to come, and I just hope they continue to build on that, continue to push each other, and play for something bigger than themselves, and just want to win.
Ruby Whitehorn will also be a crucial piece to what this team looks like next season. I actually just caught up with her mom when we were in Birmingham for the Sweet 16. I'll have that over on my channel at Full Disclosure Pro, airing on Thursday, so you don't want to miss out on that conversation as we learn a little bit about what makes Ruby Whitehorn. But until then, I'll be back next week, and there's so much more back on this homepage for things for you guys to enjoy. I'll talk to you guys then.